Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So, this is according to Us Weekly. RHOA's Porsha Williams' alleged income revealed in ex Simon Gubadia's divorce appeal. So this is an exclusive. So Porsha Williams' ex-husband Simon Gubadia revealed the Real Housewives of Atlanta star's alleged income as a part of his appeal of their divorce judgment. Us Weekly can exclusively report. According to docs filed by Gubadia 61 last month, Williams earned approximately $8 million to $9 million in 2024. Gubadia pointed to the overall script talent deal Williams signed with NBC Universal. He argued the terms of the prenuptial agreement evidence husband's intent to compensate his wife in the event of a divorce for not earning the income that she was earning when she was employed with RHOA and Dish Nation prior to him marrying. Girl, let me tell you something. It ain't a Porsha stan out there that is going to get me to understand how Porsha, from what they reported before, was making prior to her quitting the show $1.6 to $2 million per season down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And that's not even including her Dish Nation check. And she traded that in for an allowance of $30,000 per month. And I know someone is going to get in the comment section and say, oh, well, that's tax free. If you think that these multimillionaires are out here paying the taxes that they're supposed to pay, you are sadly mistaken. So while, yes, Porsha was more than likely paying taxes, because if she didn't, we would have heard about it by now. Girl, it's not like Porsha was giving half of her check up. Girl, I guarantee you, whoever is doing Porsha's taxes, girl, they're making sure that whatever money that Porsha could keep in her pocket, she can keep. Even after taxes, Porsha was still going to bring home more than $30,000 per month. But that's neither here nor there. All right, let's keep on going. You got it. Girl, can you count? Girl, can you count? Because if you do the math, I think that's like $160,000 a month if you were to break it up into 12 months. Even after taxes, that still ain't you still ain't bringing nowhere near close to no $30,000. Gubadia filed docs as a part of his effort to overturn the decision to enforce the prenuptial agreement. He claimed Williams, 44, never disclosed her plans to return to RHOA when they negotiated the prenup in November 2022. The businessman argued that there was a material fact that should have been disclosed because it would have changed the terms he agreed to. Even though the judge did make a good point, I don't know if some of y'all paid attention, but the judge basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, but even if she had no eye, I'm low key defending Porsha right now. I'm paraphrasing. Even if you thought that she wasn't returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all still did a spinoff show, so she was still working to some capacity. It probably wasn't on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she was still working just on her own spinoff show, and you were there. And I was like, okay, that is kind of like a good point. Okay. Anyways, I don't know. I'll put the link to the article in the description box. I don't know. I'm not trying to say that Porsha didn't make that much, but it's hard for me to believe that when they were going through what they were going through with the divorce, that this information wasn't available to Simon, and then all of a sudden she made $8 million to $9 million in 2024 alone. Do I believe that? No, I don't. I think Simon is saying whatever he needs to say in order to try, girl, to win this appeal. I don't know. I just don't know if I necessarily believe. Do I believe that with her deal that she made with NBC Universal, that she's making more than her housewife income? You know what I'm saying? Yes. Do I believe that she signed some $8 to $9 million deal? I don't know if I necessarily believe that. And I would want to know, when you were going through this divorce, like, how did you find out this information now? And why didn't you have this information? I guess the lawyers, they can answer that for me. Why didn't Simon why at the time when they were going through the divorce, Simon didn't have this information? And how did he get the information now? Because how he got it now is how he could have got it when they were going through the divorce, right? I'm assuming. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. You know, it's going to be what it's going to be. Porsha's still in that house. So, you know, she's living her best life. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and move on. When I tell y'all, I have not been paying attention to the Cardi B case. Basically, Cardi B is at the courthouse again. Want to say mama stay at the courthouse? She's being sued for like $24 million. Security guard, long story short, said that Cardi B hit her, basically. So now they're in court duking it out. When I tell you the clips that have been floating around on social media, girl, social media, shout out to the diva. Girl, the clips that have been floating around on social media with Cardi in this courtroom, you would think that this was like an SNL skit. You would think that this was a Mad TV skit. You would think that this was actually not even real. The way that Cardi is cutting up on that stand and ain't nobody saying nothing. Yeah, we gonna play some of the clips. The way that Cardi is cutting up on that stand, cursing like a sailor, and ain't nobody saying nothing. I said, girl, is this real? Cardi's a skip girl. Cardi would be me. That's what I'm saying. They would have to pull me in a room and be like, we need to teach him how to talk when he can understand, because he gonna start cursing. I don't even know that knuckle. Girl, he walked up to me. Okay. Let me go ahead and play a clip of Cardi. Cardi is hilarious to me.
I said, bitch, get the fuck out of my face. Why are you in my face? Why are you recording me? Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to her now. Go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say it.
Objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to her face?
I want you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for herself
The objection is sustained. And, Your Honor, do we have civility in the courthouse?
And if you wanted to scratch or cut her face with your right hand or your left hand, if you wanted to do it, you could have done it, correct? So
but
you're not disabled.
But
right?
I didn't, because I had a baby inside me.
How did she know?
Time out. Let's slow down the pace just a little bit.
Are you disabled? Yes or no?
At that moment, when you're pregnant, I'm very disabled. You want me to tell you the things I can't do?
Fine. What was your months? 4 months? 3 months? 3 to 4 months. Fair enough? For what reason over your head? To protect your identity?
It could be I don't really want people to recognize me. My hair not done. My makeup not done. I probably just woke up. A lot of reasons. Very concerned.
And why were you concerned?
Because I'm pregnant and this girl's about to fucking beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here. So, you said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. What is your basis? Are you saying she's physically bigger? She's taller?
I mean, you have her medical records, right?
I don't have anything. I'm asking you the question.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, relevant.
She's a little...
You don't need to answer me.
Okay. Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch. This is your security? This is your security? It's my fucking phone. It's my phone. You're in my building. That's what she was telling me. And she was like, she also was saying like this, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck who you are. She's much taller, but she was practically my height. But she is like...
What? Say it.
Security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. There's no harm. What does that mean?
Like, she just looks a little like she could protect the building type big. You know what I'm saying? She just looked more developed than me. That's a fucking lie. Fuck out of here. Trying to get some money.
What was that?
I said, that's a fucking lie. Fuck out of here. Just trying to get some money.
Who's trying to get some money?
She is.
How do you know that?
Because she sued me for $24 million.
When Cardi said hello, girl, when that man said hello, I'm here. What did he say? What did he say? She said hello.
Pregnant, and this girl's about to fucking beat my ass. Hello?
Hello. Hello, I'm here.
But when Cardi said, when Cardi was like, when Cardi said that, girl, I was 130 pounds.
I mean, I was 130 pounds at that time.
So she's overweight, right? In your opinion.
Objection, no.
She's a little...
You don't need to answer me.
Okay.
But I ain't never laughed so hard in my life at these clips. When Cardi was like, I was 130 pounds. Hold on, girl. Hold on, bitch. Hold on. When he was asking Cardi why did she think that the lady was big, she was like, girl, what do you mean? You don't see this big ass bitch? Oh, this is comedy to me. I mean, you don't see how, girl, I'm petite. I'm 5'3", 130 pounds. I be thinking y'all be so big, so much bigger than what y'all are. I don't know why I be thinking that. Like, it's crazy. Because I be thinking dudes be like 5'7". Like, I remember, shout out to Scotty. I remember when I met Scotty. Scotty like 5'11", I believe. Scotty is like my height. So when I met Scotty, I was like, damn. I don't know why I thought Scotty was like 5'6", 5'7". I did. I remember when I met Make It Make Sense in Las Vegas. Make It Make Sense is like 6 feet. I was like, oh. I thought it was like 5'7". I don't know why I be thinking people. I think the guys are shorter than what they are, and I always think the girls are taller than what they are. Like, I think Kim Kardashian is like, what, 5 feet? Something like that. Cardi like 5'3". I don't know why I thought Cardi was like 5'8", 5'9". I thought Kim Kardashian was like 5'8", 5'9" too. I don't know why I think that. Even when I found out how little, as dumb as this may sound, I know her name was Little Kim, but I thought Little Kim was like at least 5'7", 5'8". I think Little Kim like 4'8". Anyways, but back to Cardi. When Cardi was like,
You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that.
I mean, look. You don't see this big bitch? Ow! Cardi is hilarious to me. These clips are a mess. When I say I have been laughing, girl, since early today, I was like, I did not know all of this was happening down to that courthouse. If I knew that, girl, I would have been keeping up as soon as she walked in. Anyways, shout out to Cardi B. I'll be paying attention. Will they be in court tomorrow? I know sometimes they don't have court on Fridays, right? Or do they? I don't know, girl. I don't go down to the courthouse, so girl, don't even matter. When she said, hold up, and when she said that old girl was security heavy, she could secure the building.
Respectively, my height, but she is like
What? Say it.
Security heavy.
What does security heavy mean? Just tell us. Just go on. What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building type big. You know what I'm saying?
That entire court case, that entire testimony is a mess. Hilarious. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Okay, so I wanted to just briefly talk about a show on OWN. It's a reality show. It's called Heart and Hustle Houston. I'm not gonna review the show, episode by episode, but I have been watching it, and so I was like, this is kind of cute, and so I kind of wanted to talk about what I've seen. Right now, it's only 4. They're on episode 4, so I need to catch up. Right, I'm still on episode 3. I think tomorrow episode 5 comes on, so I need to hurry up. Anyways, so okay, so we have. Hold up, I have it right here because I don't know everybody's name. We have Chloe. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I first started watching, I absolutely gagged because I thought that was my ex-friend. Someone who I know some years ago. So when I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God. Girl. But it wasn't her though. But I know somebody who looks just like Chloe. So anyways, we have Chloe. She's a messy starter, you can tell. Believe it or not, I like everybody. Usually it's one person who I'd be like, oh. I don't know. I'm gonna give her another chance. I'm gonna give her another season, but I don't. She alright, but no, everybody's cool. Believe it or not. Okay, and I'm not saying that just because I'm in Houston, but everybody's cool. So we have Chloe. Okay, you could tell she's messy, and then we have Ro. We like Ro. We like everybody. We have Elena. Okay, now let me tell you about Elena. I don't know. First of all, I don't know any of these people. Elena is the only one that I knew via social media. Like, not knew her, but like I would run across her Instagram page. So when she popped on the screen, I was like, I've seen her face somewhere before. And then when she started talking, I was like, oh my God, that's the makeup artist. So yeah, I already knew who. Again, I don't know her personally, but I already knew who she was through always seeing her Instagram page pop up. She's a makeup artist. And then we have, hold up, who else do we have? We have Latoria. Latoria is cool. Latoria give you a little, stuck up and bougie a little bit, but that's okay. And then we have Labrina. We like Labrina. Labrina is cool. Oh, Labrina girl, we gotta get into some shit stuff. Labrina is actually like really, really gorgeous. Then we have Munera. I think is that how you say her name? Munera. She cool. So everybody is cool. Okay. So who will start off with first? Oh, we can start off with the mess. We can start out with the messiest heifer on the cast, Miss Chloe. So Chloe, fucks with Chloe. You can tell Chloe's probably a good time. Chloe said that Elena's husband wasn't fine. Now, Elena's husband is a handsome man. Okay. Now I'm starting to get now I'm about to get into some shit. Now I'm getting excited. So Chloe said that Elena's husband is not fine. They were basically all at the table eating, and she was basically just trying to like gas Chloe up because Elena. I think her name is Elena. Yeah, Elena, the makeup artist. Because Elena and her husband are going through some stuff, right? They've been married for a long time, been together for a long time. And so she was just trying to make Elena feel good by saying like, girl, you a bad girl, you a bad bitch, blah, 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 hyping your sister up. And she was like, you fine. and I forgot how it came up, but she was like, basically, Josh is not. I think his name is Josh or John. Anyways, whatever Elena's husband name is, she was like, he's not fine. That's what she said. He ain't fine. No, he ain't. No, he ain't fine. In front of everybody. One, that is some crazy shit to say about somebody's husband, right? Two, I get it because she was just trying to make Elena feel better. But girl, nobody really says stuff like that, right? Now, maybe if that's your sister, who you've been friends with since, y'all were freshmen in college, and she know your business with the nigga, then she might be like, girl, fuck that nigga. That nigga ain't even fine anyways, right? And you might give her a pass based off of how long you've been friends with her. I don't know if everybody really knows everybody in this friend group. You know how like you know people, but it's like you never know with these reality shows. So I don't know if they were friends prior to the show. Anyways, so Elena was basically explaining later in like another episode how when she said it, she meant like his body. I swear to God, I felt like Chloe said, not Elena. Chloe said that when she said it, she meant like his body. I swear to God. When I saw Elena's husband, I was like, she can't be talking about his face because he doesn't have a bad looking face at all. And so I was looking at his body. I was like, she must mean his body. Like, because he's just kind of like a thin, he ain't got no shape to him. You know what I'm saying? So, he's just thin. He not muscular. To me, he don't look like he has this athletic build. He's just like a thin man. So I was like, she must be in his body. A lot of times when I say, like, to me, it's interchangeable in a way. Like, I can say that, oh, girl, he fine, right? But I might just mean his body. Girl, I ain't even saw his face, girl. I just saw the body and was like, God damn, the nigga fine. Or sometimes I might see the face and I'm like, oh, girl, he fine, right? So it just depends. Sometimes you just never know when I say somebody's fine because I could be talking about their face, I could be talking about their body. But when I saw him, I was like, she must be talking about his body. So when she said basically, like, God was talking about his body, like he ain't, he ain't no Jack Nigga, So I was like, that actually makes sense. So I don't think that Chloe was necessarily lying. I do understand how it can come across as rude because, especially when you're amongst a group of people, it's one thing when it's one-on-one, but when you're amongst a group of people and you say that somebody's significant, other is not fine, then it's kind of like, bitch. Even if you're going through something with a nigga, you're not gonna sit here and say that the nigga who I'm laying beside ain't fine either. Not in front of my face. Anyways, Chloe is going. Oh, Chloe was married. I feel like I'm gonna be talking for the next girl. Let me hurry up. Chloe was married. She had been with her husband for I think 7 years, and then they got married, and then 2 months later he had a heart attack, I believe, and died. Now I don't want to sound insensitive. I say, Miss Chloe, Miss Chloe, baby, you on the right show. See, right now, I can tell you what's happening on this show. Right now, the girls' claws ain't really came out, right? If they get a season 2, they'll probably get a little bit more ignorant. Right now, everybody is aware of the cameras. They doing a little 1-2. You could tell a little mess starting to kick off, but it ain't nothing too deep. If Chloe would have fucked around and was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and told somebody that their husband wasn't fine, and then we saw how her ex-husband looked, girl, they would have been at that table fighting. Because dead and all. Can you imagine her telling Kenya Moore that your husband ain't fine? You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, but Chloe's husband passed away. So now she's dealing with a younger, much younger man who is the same age as her son. Girl. Okay, y'all, can we talk? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Chloe's son ain't here for the fuck shit. And all I could think about was Drea and Jalen Green and how Drea is dating Jalen Green and he's the same age as her son, right? Jalen, I think, is like 22. Whatever his age is the same age as Drea's son. So the man who she's dating, the boy who she's dating, is the same age as her son. He don't like that shit. Okay. I see both sides. Nobody wants their mama to be dating somebody their same age. One, it can be embarrassing, right? Especially when people start to find out, your friends start to find out. Baby, you done probably bumped into this nigga at the gym before, and now he banging your mama. I can completely understand why Chloe's son feels the way that he feels. On the flip side, girl, mama got needs, baby. Okay? And a young nigga probably over there fucking Chloe into a mattress. Be very clear. Especially after her husband done fucked around and had a bad heart and died. So he was probably over there, girl. Chloe was probably over there, girl, probably not getting it like she wanted to. Now she got this young tenderoni who probably, girl, banging her against the wall. Okay? Pull your panties to the side, let me slide through. Shout out to fucking Anita. So at some point, it's like, well, girl, I'm grown, he grown. I can't be worried about what my son got to say. But on the flip side, it's like, girl, it's embarrassing though. I could see if I was a Jalen Green, not Jalen Green, if I was Drea's son, if I was Chloe's son, I probably would be embarrassed. I probably would. Like, girl, out of all the niggas, girl, Houston, Texas is the 4th largest city in the fucking country. Girl. Girl, you know how big that is? And that's the nigga that's the nigga who you decide to lay up with, somebody my age. So basically, Chloe and her son are having problems. But we still like Chloe, though. You know, I always like the messy girl. Just FYI. Usually the messiest bitch on the cast is usually my favorite. Okay? And then we have Labrina. Labrina is gorgeous. It sounded like at one point, not it sound like, because that's what the hell to say. It sounded like at one point her husband was, well, I don't think he was her husband at the time, but whatever his title was, it sounded like he was an ain't shit nigga, and he was throwing dick everywhere. And I guess now, girl, he old, and the dick ain't working like it used to, and now, girl, his ass is now he's still. So it sounds like she just, he ain't the, at one point, her and Elena were talking because Elena going through some shit with Josh. I think his name is Josh. We still learning the names. She going through some issues with her husband. I don't know exactly what the issues are. Elena not really saying. I don't know if it's just that. I don't know if it's that they just grew apart, and that's the problem. I feel like somebody cheated. I don't know. I feel like they haven't said. Elena's still kind of, girl, she don't want to too much tell out her business. It's the first season. So I ain't trying to tell all my business just in case this shit don't work out. Now all my business out on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? The show. Her and Elena were talking, and she was basically, they were being open with each other. And so I think Elena's husband, I know Elena's husband cheated when they were engaged. I think that's what she said. But that was years ago, though. Because I think Elena and Josh been married for like 15 years. I think they've been together since high school or college. They've been together for a long ass time. And then they went into business together. And then Elena was like, And so then I think they ended their business relationship, and then Elena just is doing her own thing professionally. Anyways, so Labrina, I think her name is Labrina. Labrina, her man at one point wasn't shit. I guess they don't work through it, probably because he older now, and a dick ain't really just doing what it's supposed to do like it did when he was in his 20s or 30s. Maybe I don't know how these people. I don't even know how old her husband is, but we like Labrina. Shout out to her husband. I think her husband is kind of fine too. I ain't gonna lie. Let me stop looking at y'all husbands. Baby, let me stop looking at y'all husbands, baby. But I think Labrina's husband was kind of fine, though. And yeah. Oh, and Labrina has a spa in Cyprus. I think it's called Escape. It looked like it's really, really nice. I was like, oh, girl. I said, okay, Miss Labrina. The girls is doing it. I said, okay, Miss Thing. But yeah. She got she live on a big ass farm. Girl, they doing good. Whoever her husband, I think he used to play football. Whatever they got going on, baby, they got it going on, baby, because they got a lot of acres. I'm talking about acres on top of acres and acres and acres. Girl, horses and dogs and pigs and cows and shit. So yeah, they doing real good. A lot of acres, a nice house, businesses, and just at one point, her husband wasn't shit. Who else? Let's move on. Elena. Let's talk about Elena. Yeah, we already kind of talked about Elena. Elena and her husband. Elena is so crazy because like you can judge a book by its cover, and this is gonna sound so fucked up what I'm about to say. Like when you see pretty girls, sometimes you be thinking like, I wonder if she a bitch or not. You be like, I wonder if she an asshole. I bet she probably an asshole. She probably ain't even nice to people. Girl, Elena is probably the sweetest person on the show. Like when I look at all the girls, and I'm not just saying that just because I would see her Instagram page from time to time. Elena really is like, it's like, oh my god, like she's like, oh girl, my idea of her, like diva, like diva and all that is like so far from like what she's giving. Like she comes across like as a nice, soft spoken. Like I don't even think the heifer raised her voice when she talked to Chloe about calling her husband not fine. I was like, oh, Elena comes across as like a nice person. Like I really was out here thinking like she was probably an asshole. And she nice. I was like, oh. But yeah, she going through some shit with her husband. And I don't know. I can't remember if she really just tapped on it though. Because I think I remember her saying that. Oh, girl, hold on, my back itch. I think I remember her saying that he cheated on her. Girl, all the niggas be cheating. That's what I be saying. Girl, everybody be cheating. I want to hear a story of a bitch cheating and a nigga not cheating, and then he forgiving her and staying. That's the story I want to hear. I'm so sick and tired of hearing all the niggas cheating and the bitches staying. I want to hear the story of the bitch cheating and the nigga staying. Okay? Because I feel like I don't never hear that story. I don't never hear that story, y'all. Do y'all hear that story? I don't hear the story. I want to hear the story. I want to hear the story of a girl cheating and a man staying. I want to hear the story of the woman who was out here throwing puss to all the big dick mendingos, and her husband found out and stayed. I want to hear the story of the woman who got pregnant with another nigga's baby, and the nigga stayed. That's the story I want to hear. But I don't ever hear that story. I don't ever hear the story. Do y'all hear the story? I never hear the story. Anyways, so yeah, Elena and her husband are going through some stuff. I did like his approach to like therapy, basically saying that how about I go to therapy and work on myself? you go to therapy and work on yourself, and then we come back together. I thought that was a nice approach. For the therapists out there, y'all let us know, is that a good approach? Because I don't know. You know, I'm just a messy nigga on YouTube. Look out for Lauren. If you see this video, I think she said she was a therapist. Yeah, let us know. Is that a good approach? Let the people know. Let us all know. Anyways, who else? Ro. Ro seems cool. Ro's baby daddy, I think, is in prison. I think he was slanging. He was doing something illegal. I can't remember. I remember she said she was in Miami. She used to live in Miami. Okay, shout out to Miami. And I think the nigga's in jail. Right now, she is trying to figure out what she's going to do with one of her jobs, I believe. She put her 2 weeks notice in, but I think she's also friends with the person. So, you know, I don't think she necessarily wants to work. She's just trying to figure out some stuff. Her and what's the girl name? What's her name? The Christian, Latoria. Ro feels like Latoria is basically, I'm gonna say, a church girl. Okay, you can get my daddy if you want to. Hey, you can be my daddy if you want to. The light is in the sky, the motherfucking lady. She gonna shake that ass and them pretty tingle bitties. Hey, that was your act. So okay. Anyways, I think Latoria is a church girl. I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. You know, Latoria real quiet. You gotta be careful with them quiet ones. Ro, they were at Labrina's. Is her name Labrina? You know, we're still learning the names. Labrina. Is her name Labrina? What's the hell for name? I think it's Labrina. Yeah, Labrina. Okay, yeah. They were at Labrina's spa. And were they at the spa? I can't remember where they were at, girl. They were somewhere. Okay, they were somewhere in Houston. That's what I know. And she was basically saying how they were talking about sex. And I guess because not Labrina, because, damn, I don't know her name. What's her name? Latoria. Okay, Latoria. Latoria really didn't want to talk about sex. This is my thing, right? If you watch my reviews, I don't really have to talk about a reality star's sex life if they make it a part of their storyline. Like, remember when Candy and Todd on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Remember when they kind of made a part of their storyline, like they don't really have sex that much. They need to spice up their sex life. Okay, it's one thing if they make it a storyline, but I don't really necessarily need to know about, like, if you don't go into detail about your sex life, I'm okay with it, you know. If you kind of, like, at one time I did get kind of bothered when Giselle was like, I think, questioning Stacey about her sex life or something. And then she was like, I like to slob on knobs. And I was like, and that shit will piss me off, because it's like, clearly, if you're saying I like to slob on knobs, you might be out here having sex with someone. So who are you having sex with? I understand everybody don't want to be on reality TV, but that's just like that. That's that thing I got with Giselle and some of the girls who don't like to really tell their business. I don't necessarily need to be in your sex life. But if you're dating someone, I think it would be nice that you're being on a reality show, that at least we know you're dating someone. Now, dating doesn't necessarily mean that they want to come onto the show, and dating doesn't necessarily mean that it's your boyfriend. You could just be dating and fucking. But so sometimes I will get bothered, but for the most part, girl, I'm rambling. Okay, let me bring it back in. Latoria don't really want to talk about her sex life. She ain't had sex in 3 years, so it really ain't nothing to talk about, honestly. But Ro kind of felt some type of way, because she feels as though Ro is someone who, you know, just kind of says it like it is. And so she feels as though hanging around someone like Latoria, she might have to. Is her name Latoria? I don't know their names like that. Latoria, yeah. Hanging around somebody like Latoria, then she may have to kind of like change up how the way that she speaks, change up how the way that she, you know, just talks around the group. I will say this about Latoria. even though Latoya was like, girl, I'm a Christian woman, I don't really talk about my sex life. Everybody don't want to talk about their sex life, and that is okay. Latoya has not given me, all BS aside, Latoya hasn't given me the vibe that if certain conversations come up, like you can't have certain conversations around her. She hasn't given me that. So I don't know. Again, they film with each other. Maybe Latoya said something that we're not privy to, but I haven't gotten anything from Latoya based off what I've seen that you just can't say. You can't have certain conversations around her because she's just so prim and proper. Like I haven't gotten that from Latoya. She seemed cool. Like I haven't really seen her pull away from a conversation. Now, it's one thing if you don't want to talk about your sex life. Again, she's not fucking, so it ain't nothing to talk about. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Anyways. And then who else? Munera. Is that how you say her name? She used to be, I think, was it the oil and gas or engineer? Whatever she did, she made some money. She quit and she's now a full-time influencer. I know that's right. I think they got a lot of kids. She got like 3 or 4. I think they're all girls too. Just a house full of women, besides the husband. And then her mama lives there. Her mama and her husband don't get along. Bitch. When I say I hollered at the husband, I can't remember his name. They were out on a date night. And she was basically telling him how, like, the mama and the husband get into arguments sometimes. And so she was basically telling him that it would be nice for the mother to come out, I guess like on a date night with when I tell you, bitch, the husband looked at her. Kind of way he looked at her. Oh, yeah. The way he looked at her like, what the fuck? Like, we don't even really go out anyways. And now here you come, talking about, girl, bringing your motherfucking mama out with us. Absolutely not. I barely want to talk to her at the house. You think I'm about to be sitting out there on a date night with my wife trying to talk to your mama? No. That was actually really, really funny. She feels a way about Latoya because Latoya kind of make jabs at her, basically trying to say she looks young. And Munera doesn't really drink. I hope I'm saying her name. I will fuck somebody's name up. She doesn't really drink like that. She's like, she don't really drink like that. She's like one of those girls who probably can babysit a glass of wine all night long. So on top of the fact that she really doesn't drink, and then Latoya keeps kind of like talking about how young she looks, it is starting to bother Munera. Let me just say something. I know this is going to sound crazy what I'm about to say. I think the goal for a lot of us... Oh, excuse me. Thank you. I know somebody just said bless you. I think the goal for a lot of us is to look as young as possible for as long as we can. I know that's my goal. Bitch, I want to look. I'm trying to, girl, when I get my money together, I'm also going to the dermatologist. I want this face to be snatched and pulled, bitch. I want that Kris Jenner face. Okay, just, okay. Anyways, but I can also understand, too, with those people, I used to work with a girl like Munera. And I didn't know, though. One time I said something about, I think I said something like, oh, you look so young. I found out her age. And she was like 26, 27, but she looked like she could have been, she really looked like she could have been like 13. Okay. But I knew she was older. I knew she was 18 or older because you had to be 18 or older to work at my job. And I remember saying something like, oh, you look so young. I can't remember exactly what I said. And she was like, I'm a grown woman. And I was like, oh, girl, bitch, I'm sorry. Girl, okay, girl. Bitch, I just said you look young, bitch. Girl, I thought that was a compliment. Okay. Anyways, I think what it was is that she told me that with her being a grown woman, people like think. I'm not saying this is Munera's. I'm not saying this is her issue. I'm just telling you the girl I used to work with. People felt like they could basically like son her because she looked so young. It almost felt like people felt like they didn't have to show her respect. Because you know how sometimes when it comes to children, people feel like children don't deserve respect. So it was more of a people look at me and I do know I look young. Well, she did look young. I know I look young, but I'm a grown ass woman. And then with that, with me looking young, people feel like they can disrespect me. And so when she explained it, I was like, oh, girl, that actually makes sense. So that's why she gets so triggered when people say that she looks young, because with her looking so young, it also comes with people thinking they can disrespect her because they put her, it's like they look at me as a child and bitch, I'm a grown ass woman. You gonna respect me as a grown ass woman. I was like, oh, girl, that actually makes sense. I was like, I didn't mean nothing when I said you look young, bitch. That was a compliment to me. Bitch, tell me I look young. I want you to tell two things I want you to tell me. Bitch, I want you to tell me I look young and tell me I look skinny. Okay? If I walk in this motherfucker and you saw I done lost 30 pounds, be like, girl, I see you skinny, girl. I'm going to say thank you. Okay? So maybe that's Munera's problem too. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where it triggers her because people have put her in this young box, especially if she's short, petite. Now Munera don't look that fucking young. Not to the point where Munera don't look no 12. You know what I'm saying? Now I didn't think this thing say. Now I will say this much. I didn't think she was. This thing says she's 43. Now I wouldn't have gave her 43. I wouldn't. I would have probably gave her about 30. I wouldn't have given her 43. So you know. But anyways, maybe how old are they? Let me see. Munera is 43. Olabrina is 35. Latoria is 36. Chloe is 44. Ro is 39. Elena is 38. Okay. Okay. So Munera is the oldest one. Hmm. And she damn near looked the youngest. Labrina be looking young too when she take her makeup off. Believe it or not. It's so crazy how like when you take your makeup off, you really can look young. Anyways, but yeah, so maybe that's Munera's problem, where she has encountered people, or she's been in situations where people kind of disrespected her because they felt like she was young. The respect didn't have to come. I don't know, but it's a cute show. Clearly, it's cute because I've been running my mouth for a minute now. It's a cute show. I was like, girl, I live in Houston, so let me go ahead and, at least talk about a show that's in Houston. Because the last show I reviewed out of Houston was Married to Medicine. Some of y'all don't know, but there was a Married to Medicine Houston before. It was only one season, then it went away. But I remember reviewing that, and that was actually a decent show. It was a drunk white bitch on the show. Mom used to always get drunk. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, Latoria. She's dating. I don't think I went over Latoria. Latoria, girl, some nigga was, girl, I said, girl, don't let the nigga play in your face. They went to the rodeo and some guy, I think I don't know where he works at, girl. She called him to invite him out for like drinks. And he was like, basically kind of like, I can't go this weekend. I can't go. Girl, let me tell y'all something, girl, we grown. I don't have to go out on the weekend and have a drink. Bitch, you could go out on the Wednesday and have a cocktail. You know what I'm saying? You can go out on a Tuesday. We ain't got to get pissy drunk. Girl, I said a drink or two. And if you a drinker, then more than likely, girl, I ain't gonna let me know, because bitch, you might be a Karen Huber. No, I'm gonna take that back. Girl, all I'm saying is it sounds like he was trying to play in a way, because he was like, oh, this weekend, oh no, I can't because I'm going out of town. Oh, and then next weekend is my birthday. Like, girl, what? Maybe she said the weekend. Maybe she said the weekend, and that's why he was saying the weekend. But I was like, girl, why does it have to be on the weekend? Why can't it just be after work? Why can't it be, oh, and I have a whole fucking restaurant. Oh, she has a restaurant too. I think she went into business. I forgot the name of the restaurant though. She went into business with somebody. So it was just one of those situations where I was like, don't let the nigga play in your face, girl. Because it sounds like you're playing games. But other than that, yeah. Latoya, she gonna be in some shit. I don't think she has any kids. I think the only one, Monera got kids. Elena, I think, has a kid or two. Does Labrina have kids? I bet you her husband probably got some, but she ain't got none. Okay, let me shut up. Latoya don't have no kids. Chloe has a set of twins and her son. So Chloe has 3. Her kids she had with her husband who passed away. Yeah, let me see. Oh, Ro has a daughter. So Ro has a daughter. I can't remember if Labrina has kids or not. Chloe has 3. Latoya, she ain't got none. I don't think so. I don't think so. Does Latoya have kids? I don't know. Elena, I think she has 1 or 2, and then I know Munera got about 3 or 4. God, that girl. Okay. I don't know why I'm acting like 3 or 4 because my sister got the kid away. 3 kids is a lot. My sister has 3 kids. 3 kids is a lot. Don't give a fuck with none of y'all. Say, girl, 1 is too much for me. Bitch, if you got 1, you got too many. Bitch, if you got 2, I know you stressed out. If you 3, bitch, you balls. Bitch, if you 4, bitch, you in a 51-50 hole, bitch. Okay? If you're 5, bitch, you got 1 foot in the grave. I ain't got time for it. Shout out to the people who got kids, because I can't do it and I don't want to do it. That is not my journey in life. My journey is to be the rich gay uncle who come to the birthday parties. They call me, we FaceTime each other, we kick in, we laugh, we're gonna talk about the boys. All the girls, whoever y'all dating, and girl, I'm gonna pop in and pop out, and y'all can come and visit me, and I'm gonna take y'all shopping because I'm gonna be rich. But other than that, baby, I don't have time for no motherfucking children. Shout out to all y'all with children. All right. Anyways, so we love the kids. I just don't want none of the motherfuckers. All right, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. I will probably be back probably this weekend. Once I finish watching the latest episodes, and then we can talk about what we haven't talked about. All right. Bye, y'all.